Hey there, welcome back to Content King, the podcast that helps you become the kings and queens of your industry. My name is Tony, your host, and today I want to get real with you. And no, I don't mean I want to give off the perception of honesty or authenticity for the sake of gaining trust. I mean, I want to really get real with you about failing at this whole digital marketing thing. Not you failing, me failing, both of us. You see, so many people talk about or they talk to you after they've come out of hard times, right? They tell you how they got out of them, which is helpful. To be honest, I'm in a really tough spot right now, and I just want to let you into that so that you can see that, sure, I have made multiple six figures in my business, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't run a business. Let's rewind a little bit. Okay, so March last year, 2024, I had just hit $40,000 in monthly revenue for 2 months in a row selling digital courses. And I was feeling good, top of the world. So what do? I celebrated, right? I quit my 9 to 5 in February. I took my family on vacation to Europe. I took 2 whole weeks off social media. I didn't even post or I didn't respond to DMs, like nothing. It was a total mistake. Retrospect. So that was a $40,000 month. In March was $8,000 in revenue, only because I had people on payment plans. April was $2,000 in revenue, not enough to sustain a family of 5. I had been beta testing a course that I wanted to launch, right? It was the first time I'd sell anything other than other MRR digital marketing courses. So I tried to sell this course that I created, the one that most people know of now, but I just didn't or couldn't. I'm not sure which one, to be honest. So I said, okay, well, maybe I need coaching. So I spent a lot of money on sales coaching. We're being transparent here. I spent over $100,000 on sales coaching. And don't get me wrong, it's excellent. Like it's top notch. But I just couldn't figure out how to bring in money like I was when I was selling the roadmap. And something about selling courses with master resale rights attached to it really irked me, right? Like, or rather, continuing to sell it irked me because the courses are phenomenal, right? So many of these courses are phenomenal. I'll never say anything bad about the roadmap because it is phenomenal. But people started to have this perception that it would solve all their problems and it was a silver bullet, right? And they would just be able to resell it right away and quit their jobs. And the toxic part was that some people took advantage of those poor souls who believed that. These like digital marketers would sell people who were already in debt. They would sell them these courses, put them further into debt, and then not offer them any support. And then they'd go post about how much money they'd make. And it's all this big vicious cycle for them. And the winners keep winning and the people without camera confidence are screwed. So here I was thinking, how do I teach others how to make content so that they can make money, right? Because I knew how to show up on camera. I knew how to turn on a camera and about lights and stuff. And to teach people how to do that, right? I would make content to make me money. Ultimately, I'm collecting payment at the end of the day, right? So once again, I was staring down the barrel of making content to make money and teaching others how to make content to make money. So but that would kind of make me money off my content. Does it make sense? Like it's not supposed to make sense. It's kind of confusing. It's kind of like with the courses, right? How do you make money? Oh, I sell courses. Cool. How do I learn? Oh, you buy my course. Cool. Then what? Oh, you sell that course. And the cycle goes on. So I didn't want my business to become, oh, your content is so good. How do I learn how to make better content? Well, you buy my course teaching you how to make content. Great. Then what? Well, you make content and then you sell what you're doing. Like it felt cyclical. It's not. I've realized now it's not, but it felt the same. So I started doing these challenges. I loved doing challenges. This is what I learned from my sales cohort is that sure, you can sell something at the end of these challenges, but you really get people in for like a whole week and you really transform them. It wasn't about the sales, it was about the transformation, which is why I loved that. But then that turned into the only thing bringing in revenue because they were transformational, they were effective. So it felt like it just these challenges just became another mechanism to just make money. So then once again, the thing I enjoyed doing felt too mechanical. So I lost motivation. I did like 10 challenges, by the way. They were awesome. So, and since then, right, I've sold access to programs. I have programs. The people in the programs love the material. It's getting people real results. I offer like in-person coaching, or like I offer live one-on-one coaching or this group coaching. And one of my students, Doreen, my sweet Doreen, if you're listening to this, I love you so much. She is loving it, and she's doing so well because of things that she's doing and because of things that she's learning. And so I sat down and I'm like, well, why can't I sell this anymore? Because I became afraid to sell into a machine that didn't even exist. This like dumb circle jerk of digital marketing, you know? So I thought, I love coaching. I love teaching people things and them implementing them and them seeing real results. I love it. But like there's this block that I can't get over. And I know a lot of you have this block too. So I took a step back. I tested this hypothesis. I tried some new offers, okay? I hosted some really talented wealth advisors to film their video podcast in my studio. And I interviewed them about the experience, and I'll throw that on this podcast in a little bit. That was an absolute blast, but it took all of my time. So I knew that if I offered that again, I would have it would only have to be that. So I did some other things, right? I created educational videos for a tech company that I used to do. I used to do that all the time. It's like my bread and butter. I can do it in my sleep. So that was easy to offer a friend of mine. We had to take 2 weeks off because my son was in the hospital. And now I'm refining my sales skills I'm doing like a part-time sales position, which is really cool because I was curious. I wanted to refine my skills, and I'm doing that. But then something really incredible happened this week. This week, I realized that all the time I thought I was selling, it truly was just me trying to help those around me. Now, I'm not trying to say that, I'm not trying to say all this to say, oh, look at me, I'm here for the right reasons. My business is immune. No, what I mean to say is that I pray that you are able to find something that you love so much that when you try to run away from it, it pulls you right back. Every week I get on a coaching call with my clients, and they make my week. They remind me why I do what I do, and it makes me ecstatic to run challenges again. It makes me truly feel like I'm sharing and I'm solving with my selling. Does that make sense? But here's the kicker. Okay, all this is great, but here's the kicker. I am an absolute hypocrite. Okay? I sold the digital marketing courses, but I failed. Hear me out. If you hear one thing from me, hear this. I sold the digital marketing courses, but I failed to set up a lot of the systems they teach you how to do in those courses. These systems that make it automated and passive, because I thought scheduling an email would make me inauthentic. I thought automating a freebie would make me lazy. So I didn't do it. People were like, oh, you're so successful. You don't have any freebies. That must be intentional. Nope, didn't have time. Thought it was inauthentic. If you've made it this far in the episode, you're probably on my email list, which you know I don't send much because emailing to me was always to grow the business. Emailing to me was always to grow the business, never to give value. And I felt, oh, even if I gave value, people would just think I'm trying to grow the business because everybody knows about this email marketing thing. I got so in my head. My funnel's non-existent because I was so focused on serving people authentically that I didn't automate anything. And that alone, what I just said, turned out to almost tank my entire business. Running automation, taking advantage of scheduling tools doesn't mean you're not serving people. In fact, they enable you to serve people. So as you're running through all this digital marketing, content creation, funnel building, just know that even those of us who have made it can crumble their businesses with ease if they don't practice what they preach and do the necessary tasks of running the dang business. So start over with me. Okay. Take a look at your business, your funnel, because your content does nothing for you or for anybody else if it leads people to dry land. Your content does nothing for you if it leads people to dry land, if it leads people to a black hole, right? So do yourself a favor, write out your funnel with a pen and paper, create your freebie, turn on your ManyChat automations, schedule your emails, batch film your TikToks if you have to, and let's learn to serve ourselves and our businesses at the same time so that we can serve others. I love y'all. I thank you so much for the space to be able to share all of this. Now, if you want to see what this all looks like in action, here we go. Ready? Check out the link below to connect with me on social media or join one of my virtual challenges, and I will see you in there. Goodbye, and thank you for listening to The Content King.